So this is the last part of the plow job where you clean out the pad in front of the driveway, or in front of the garage. Take two. There's really nothing much to see because you're just going back and forth and back and forth. And I have a whole pattern that I do it in, which may be the best pattern or may not be the best pattern. I just know I'm a creature of habit. And once I find, well, actually not, because in Louis L'Amour cowboy books, he always said don't develop habits because that's how the bad guys get you. They figure out your habits and then they just lay in wait for you with their buffalo rifle and they snipe you. But when I plow the driveway, I do have a particular pattern that I like to follow, and I'm unreasonable about it. If someone else does it and they don't do it the same way, I feel like I need to go redo it. Thus the affliction of my mind. Thus, everyone says you write really pretty things, and I guess that's true, and sensitive things. And I mean them from my heart, but when it comes to things like snowplowing, it can be just a regular grump, obsessive, and yeah, there's really not much to see, is there? Just that bouncy phone. I'm just going back and forth here. And when I raise my chin up like this, it's because I'm plowing over the edge of the hill and I want to drop the snow over the hill, but not the pickup truck over the hill. Is there an art to this? I don't know. I just know that I got a little coffee. I got some donuts. It's frosty on the window, but it's cozy warm inside. One of my favorite things when my daughters were young was they'd ride in the booster seat beside me while I plowed. And when they got a little older, one would ride in the booster seat and one would just ride right in the middle here. And it was, a lot of times it'd be at night after dark and there's the glow of the dashboard and maybe some music on the old FM radio and they're singing along. And it's really fond memories. It's been a good life. It's not always an easy life, but it's been good enough that I really have no reason to complain. I do complain sometimes. I think it's important to mention that. I cannot live up to my books as far as the poetry aspect. I try to be a decent person, but I've got my flaws, and that's not just self-deprecation. I am a heavy load for those who live with me. I learned a long time ago that loyal, faithful, and true is important, but day-to-day just what do you like to live with is also part of the equation, and that's where I tend to fall down. Maybe hit the big mark but miss the little mark. This is kind of how my head works when I'm writing. This is all unedited, unfiltered, so I would be having these thoughts, and if I was back in my writing room, I'd just be writing them down. And then later I would go back and I would try to make it pretty, make it make sense, cut a bunch of it, add some things, revise it, change the order, decide if it's really even worth writing. I really suffer from, I suppose it's some form of ADHD or obsessiveness, or definitely some bipolar or whatever they call it these days. Although within a certain range that's allowed me to mine those imperfections and that bad wiring or that creative wiring for what it gives me. So I never, I never feel like I'm one of those guys that can figure everything out or knows how things work. And even though I love to enjoy my time in the old plow truck, if the old plow truck breaks down, Mikey's probably going to have to call a mechanic because I just never had those skills. Man, it's hard to beat the simple joy of just rolling back and forth. warm cab and an old pickup truck with a plow truck with a plow attached to the front that pretty much works. Can move a lot of snow in a short time. Alrighty, that's close, and I got to move a couple vehicles and finish up the last of it.
Yep.
Peace.